Go for it.
When we were going out to Aruliho to look at the building site, we ran along the runway of an aerodrome, and we found out later that it was an American aerodrome with fighter planes on it. No sign of them, but there was clumps of bushes growing through the runway, and in one of them there was this big pile of barrels from Japanese rifles, and they had a sand cover over the bolt action. So I asked a man about that in Honiara, and he said, oh, a lot of the Japanese troops that came here had been taken back from China.
Okay.
They were fighting a war in China, so they sent them to Guadalcanal, but they didn't change their rifles. They still had the sand cover over them. Yeah, but on just close to the main road that went out up the coast, there was the remains of a plane, very much buggered. No sign of the engine. What else was there?
So how would you find the airfield today?
Oh, I know where it was. Yeah.
So you turned off, it was on the road to your school though, was it?
Yeah, but the school was built too far. Father Wall had a lot of say. We used to call him Dr. Wall because of his great knowledge, but he was a bloody nuisance. He found this place that the bishop had just bought, part of the plantation, and he thought that would be a good place for a school. But one of the things I asked before we went there, is there water, electricity, building materials, can we get them? And he wrote back this thing about 20,000 blocks have already been made and all that. When I got there, they hadn't even started. And all they had was a single block making thing about this big, and mixed up a fairly dry cement and sand and a little bit of rock. Could then pounded it down, took the sides off, lifted the thing on a pallet, put it somewhere to dry for a couple of days when it hardened up. So part of the crew, the building crew, 5 guys, I said, you've got to make so many of these a day, and when you finish, that's it. You can stop work, So they thought that was good. So one of the things they can't do up there, because they're not big people, they can't handle shovels. Shovels are too big for them. They have spades. So they get in a very flat part of the ground, they'd mix up this stuff, big heap of sand and cement and rocky stuff, and when it got to the right moisture content, they would then start making the blocks. So that was quite good. Aruliho itself,
That's where we went, wasn't it?
yeah,
There was all the concert huts people were still living in.
yeah.
Yeah.
It had changed a bit. The house that we lived in was no longer there, got burnt down apparently.
Yeah.
And when the problems, there was another house, I think they shifted, it was a European house, but underneath it was this live naval shell, about this long,
Yeah.
big, with a timer on the front. And the guy said, don't touch them. He said, might be something just a bit stopping the timer from completing its circle.
Then boom, you're gone.
Yeah.
So the airfield was towards the mountains.
Yeah.
From the main road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the airfield, you can find it because if you found what was left of the school, when I was there last time,
yeah,
louver windows were still all there, the glass was there. No one had taken the roofing iron. I suppose because, this is the bishop's place, so we don't want to rob him.
No.
Yeah.
So how far? And the school was like a couple of kilometres up the road, wasn't it?
From Aruliho.
Yeah.
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 And then there'd be a half a mile at least to where through the airfield, up the hill, onto that level plateau.
Yeah.
There are a few foxholes there, but I wouldn't dig in any because when the Americans supposed to clean up, if there was a big foxhole, they'd fill any ammo or bombs, hand grenades, they'd throw them down there and cover them up with some soil.
Oh yeah.
So you didn't go near those foxholes.
Yeah.
Just left them.
But they buried a lot of things at Aruliho.
Oh yeah.
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 Yeah. All right.
Yeah.